Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm just going to move myself over here and make me a little bit bigger so that you can see me. So today's lesson is going to be on Flocabulary, which is a program that we use here at middle school in a few of your classes. You'll see it quite a bit. And I just kind of want to walk you through the steps today on how to maneuver. And so basically, you're going to have assignments in your Google Classroom, and they will lead you right to this page. So when you click on it on the assignment, when it is a Flocabulary assignment and you follow the link, it'll bring you right here. And what you're going to do is you're just going to go up to where it says login, and it may actually give you a little bit different of a screen, but it's going to prompt you to log in. And I'm not sure if you've watched another lesson with someone else where we've talked about logging in with Google, but you're always going to want to log in with Google. So you just go right past the username and password, right down to the colorful G there, log in with Google. And it's going to ask you which address to use. I have a couple. And since I'm doing this as an example, I'm going to go to my account as a student. And there I am. So this is what you'll see when you get to the page. And up at the top, where it says Flocabulary Lessons and Assignments, I'm just going to click on where it says Assignments. And I have one assignment to do. It also has a part where, up here it's to do, done. So there's a video I've completed, and you can tell because there are little check marks next to the video, next to the quiz. So that is what shows up on my end. So I'll see that you've done the video and you've done the quiz. And then there's an overdue. So if you click on overdue, they will have the listed assignments that you haven't done, if that's the case. So you can always see right here. So right now I have one lesson to do. What I like to do is just kind of walk you through the lesson so you can get an idea. Mind you, this is, I created it so it's pretty simple. I just have a video and a quiz. It can be many different things. There's vocabulary games, practice where you can make your own. It depends on what the teacher wants you to do, but in this case, it's just a simple video and a quiz. Sometimes the quizzes are pretty tricky, so you can stop the video and go back, and I'll show you how to do that once you get to the quiz. All of these videos, they're basically rap songs, so kids have, or teachers, professionals have created raps to go along with videos so that you can learn in a more exciting way. So I'm going to go ahead and start the video here. Go to lesson. And it shows that I have first to do the video and then the quiz. So I just click start, and then I'm going to press loud.
Flocabulary. What's the genre? Let's go. Different genres, different categories. Describe the content, tells what type of story. Subgenres are smaller categories. Fantasy, science fiction, or mystery, or all fiction. The type of story is the genre, so we can know what we can expect from the author. Subgenres share common traits like character or plot, theme or setting, etc. Now let's talk about different genres. Fiction is my favorite, so let's make that the starter.
I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop it for a second just to show you that you can stop it. So when you're listening to the video, if you miss something, you can rewind it. You can go back. You can just pull it back rather than replaying the whole thing later. You can...
Flocabulary. What's the genre?
Science fiction, fantasy. Okay.
Let's go. Different genres, different categories.
So a genre is a category.
Tells what type of story.
All right. Try to pay attention to the words because you're going to be quizzed.
Science fiction or mystery or old fiction. The type of story is the genre, so we can know what we can expect from the author. Subgenres share common traits like character or plot, a theme or setting, yeah, etc. Now let's talk about different genres. Fiction is my favorite, so let's make that the starter. Used to get read fiction by my mother and father. Fiction is made up stories, yeah, you can ask the author. One subgenre of fiction is fantasy, where everything is magical and the people are wizardly. Like when I grow some wings, the fairy comes to visit me. Creativity, creatures that could only be in your dreams. A common theme in fantasies, the fight between good and evil, usually good people win most of the battle and could be the protagonist, defeating evil dragons and other villain antagonists. Stories from different subgenres could share the same traits, suspense and mysteries while detectives are solving their case. Anxious and excited, awaiting what's next to take place. Remind me of suspenseful horror stories with the zombie chase. Different genres, different categories. Describe the content, tells what type of story. Subgenres are smaller categories. Fantasy, science fiction, or mystery or old fiction. The type of story is the genre, so we can know what we can expect from the author. Subgenres share common traits like character or plot, a theme or setting, yeah, etc. Now how can we know what the genre is? Key characteristics tell you this. How can we know what the genre is? Key characteristics tell you this. Listen to the story. Mystery used to have a beautiful garden, but one day all of her fruits and vegetables were demolished. Like it was attacked by monsters. She was angry and bothered. Had to solve which one of these suspects ruined her flowers. She suspected her husband, but he was at work. She suspected the neighbors, but they were at church. She became a detective solving crime. She couldn't believe it was a cat the whole time. How she know? On the hunt for clues as she searched. That's when she realized there were paw prints in the dirt. I know who did this. She used the clues to guide her inquiry. Suspect, suspense, and crime are traits of mystery. Genres and subgenres, don't forget. Their common traits hint at what to expect. Genres and subgenres, don't forget. Their common traits hint at what to expect. Different genres, different categories. Describe the content, tells what type of story. Subgenres are smaller categories. Fantasy, science fiction, or mystery or old fiction. The type of story is the genre, so we can know what we can expect from the author. Subgenres share common traits like character or plot, a theme or setting, yeah, etc.
Okay, so that's the video completed. And then, so it shows a little check mark. It's done. You watched it. I can tell if you watched the whole video or you didn't finish it at all. So I can see. Normally, when you're assigned a vocabulary assignment, we'll have already, taught you a bit about the subject before you go and actually do vocabulary. It's going to be basically just an activity that takes you a little bit further into what is being taught. So this is just one way that the assignments are provided. So after the vocabulary or the vocabulary video, you go on to the quiz. It has the orange dot, so that's how you can tell you still have something to do. And if I click, it just starts a quiz right off. So it says, which of these is not a subgenre of fiction? Subgenre. Which of these is not a subgenre of fiction? What I would do here, if I were you, and I was a little bit like, wait, subgenre? I'm going to go back to the video, and I just want to take the little dot, because you know how it comes up, fantasy.
Story is the genre, so we can know what we can expect from the author. Subgenres share common traits like character.
Subgenres. share common traits like character. Okay, so common traits. So he's talking about subgenres right now.
Now let's talk about different genres.
Different
Fiction is
genres.
my favorite, so let's make that
So
the
we're starting with
starter.
fiction.
Used to get read fiction by my mother and father. Fiction is made up stories, yeah. You can
Okay,
ask the
made up
author.
stories. All fiction. Subgenre.
Where everything is magical and the people are
Okay, so the
wizardly. Like when I throw some wings, a
subgenres
spirit comes to visit me. Creativity,
are the genres
creatures that
within
will only
fiction.
be in your dreams.
Okay, I get it. Okay. So now I'll go back to my quiz. Which of these is not a subgenre of fiction? So fantasy, they said it right there. Nonfiction. All right. Well, we know that nonfiction is the opposite of fiction. And so those are actual genres. So that's definitely not a subgenre of fiction. But I just want to make sure that I'm on the right track. So I'm going to look at C and D. Mystery and science fiction, both are fiction. So we know that the answer then is B. But I'm not going to keep doing that, but I just wanted to show you how you can go back into the video. You can stop it, you can fast forward it, you can replay the video as many times as you need to get your answers. So your answers are in there. Your answers are in there. You just have to take the time to go back and listen. Next. True or false, different subgenres cannot share any traits with each other. So they're basically saying not any traits. You know how each of the subgenres has different traits, like a mystery has clues and things like that. They said that fantasy has things that cannot happen in real life, like witches and wizards and so on. But could they have some traits that are the same, like characters that are believable? Could they have common settings, that type of thing? Yes, they absolutely can. So different subgenres can. So this would be false because it's saying cannot. And now I'm going to go to the next one. I'm just going to go through the questions and just answer them. So a story about a stolen diary that someone must find is an example of mystery. Which of these genres would most likely have a character who is a wizard? Witches and wizards. Which of these is not something knowing a book's genre can tell you? What to expect from the plot, what type of story it is, characteristics that it might have, or the characters' names and ages. Which of these is not something knowing a book's genre can tell you? I'm going to say the characters' names and ages. I find that kind of tricky because what to expect from the plot, I don't know if that's what to expect from certain aspects of the plot, but okay, that one's a little bit tricky, but it's definitely the characters' names and ages. In fantasy, the fight between good and evil is an example of a common, that's theme, and it discussed theme within. A story about a space traveling detective combines elements of which two genres? Science fiction and mystery. Which of these events would most likely occur in a mystery? Hunting for clues. The back of a book says it features zombies and suspense. It is most likely zombies and suspense. Would that be horror or science fiction? Boy, that's a tough one. Let's see. Which subgenre features magical creatures? That's a fantasy, so that's an easy one. Now I'm going to submit the quiz and see how I did. 90! It says review your answers. I know which one I got wrong. So if we go all the way to the end, this is how you go through them. You can check how you did. So it was horror. Yeah, because zombies are scary and they might chew your face off, I guess. Okay, so I understand. Get it. All right. So that happens. And there's an example of how to review your questions. And I'm wondering if that came out in the song. I bet it did, about zombies. If we went back, we could probably find that. So anyway, that is how you complete your vocabulary assignment. And you've got the 2 green lines. And so now if you go over to your assignments, you no longer see that 1 there. And it says you don't have any assignments at this moment. So you are all set. It tells you you are all caught up. And that is my lesson on vocabulary. There is going to be a lesson for you to do on your own if you go to your Google Classroom. And it's elements of, you'll see, it's story elements. So you're going to 5 elements of a story. Something along those lines, and it is right in your Google Classroom. So that is your vocabulary assignment. Don't forget to sign in with Google. Always sign in with Google. Have a great day.